got a new phone holder so I can vlog as I go. I wanted to talk about some of the things today that I wish I would have known when I started keto. I started out low carb and kind of was going by the Atkins thing because I'd done that before and lost 50, 60 pounds 2-3 times. Once in my 20s, I lost 80 pounds on it. So one thing the very first thing I wish I would have known, and this is going to seem kind of silly, is to take pictures of myself for myself. You know, like as just in your bra and underwear. And then if you want, so that you can publicize them, you know, a sports bra and pants or whatever. But take those for yourself because it's just such a change, and and there'll be days that you think, oh, you know, this just isn't working, and you can pull that up, look at it, and go, okay, yeah, it is. So, because there will be, you know, maybe weeks that you'll lose inches and you won't lose pounds on the scale. So, but you'll lose inches. This is the strangest diet there is, and you'll build muscle because you're feeding your body what you need. The next thing is to measure, because I didn't do that. I wish I would have measured at the beginning. I measured about 3 months ago for the first time. For one thing, I don't think the tape measure would have went around me to begin with, but it might have, I don't know. So that's pictures. And these are things that will keep you motivated. Because if you're not losing and you go in, you put the tape measure on, oh, I lost a half an inch in my waist. Okay. You know, you lose weight and then it's like, I call it your body catching up. I have my seatbelt on, you guys, and there's nobody else with me. It's just that the seatbelt sensor on the passenger side is having issues. So those are two things that I wish I would have done. The next thing I wish I would have known about was collagen. Especially being over 50. I mean, this is really important. I'm sure it is for young girls too, but if you're over 50, you need that collagen. It really helps your skin. I've just seen, you know, I've only been doing it for 2 months out of my 3-year journey. It'll be 3 years in March. And yeah, it's wonderful. My hair is feeling better. I was getting worried about my hair. It just seemed like it was getting really thin. And then my nails were getting they were so flimsy, they wouldn't grow at all. And now, you know, I'm like, oh, I need to trim my nails. So it's just collagen. And I do the preferred keto, KEYTO. And I love the chocolate. The vanilla's fine too. It's just that I'm in love with the chocolate. So, and they're really good. I mean, like, I ordered some from Amazon, and then they sent me a message, asked me how I liked it, and if I would, and they saw that I bought the chocolate, would I like to try the vanilla? And they sent me a free one. So that was super nice, and their customer service is really, really nice. And it has MCT oil in it too, which I like. Also, what I found with the collagen, with the MCT, the preferred keto collagen, is my gut health. I don't have a gallbladder, and keto can be strange. Well, but you know, everything I ate was strange when before keto, because you know, a lot of people with gallbladder, you have that issue where like the bile kind of builds up or something, and then you get a whoosh, which means that no matter where you are at any time, at any place, it can hit you. It's terrible, and I wish they'd tell people that when they have their gallbladder out, but they don't. And this has really, really helped my gut. I mean, like, it's been just a life changer where I don't have to like be eating a meal and then you know, have to stay close to a bathroom for like an hour. And that was a thing. It disrupted my life, and this collagen has changed that. So if you don't have a gallbladder and you're doing keto and you're having issues, you know, give that a shot. Now, the one thing with taking the collagen I have found is that it will sometimes give you a little bit of constipation. So you got to make sure you keep your fats up. It's another reason that I do a lot of the healthy fats, more so than what it says in my macros, is to keep things moving along. So the collagen, and then the skin, I think I would have been better off if I'd taken that at the beginning. And intermittent fasting. You don't have to intermittent fast, but oh boy, will you see some changes and differences and feel, your body rejuvenates with intermittent fasting. And I've been doing that for, since about June, I guess. I've never been a breakfast person, so that made it super easy for me to do the intermittent fasting. I just have to make sure that I cut off my eating time at night. And then I have trouble remembering what time I finished eating, so I record that right at the end of the night with my carb manager. I put the time that I broke my fast, and I put the time that I started my last meal. And I also have a planner now, and I put things in there. But I wish someone would have told me to be my own advocate on medication. Because I was asking my GP, I'm like, my medication, I've lost over 100 pounds. I'm on the same blood pressure medication. And I was taking a water pill and a blood pressure, 50 milligrams of metropolol every morning. And then the hydrochlorothiazide, is that what it is? I don't remember how much that was. But I was doing that every day. And I thought my AFib had come back. I had an ablation 2 years ago. Yeah. 2 years ago in April or March. And that was to stop, to fix my heart. And it did wonderful. It worked. And so I was feeling the same symptoms. I was so tired. I could hardly walk. I would just get tired. I was doing nothing. But, I had a part-time job at a convenience store, and I'd go there. I had some crazy hours. It was supposed to be part-time, but it sort of wasn't. And I'm the type of person, if somebody needs help, I'm there. So, gullible. That's what my husband calls. I call it being a good person, but we all have our opinions, right? So I was getting super tired. And so I got this watch off of Amazon. Whoops, can't see it. Just like a fitness watch, so I could monitor my heartbeat. And my heart was jumping up. My regular heartbeat is around 50, 52, sometimes 48. And then it would jump up to like 120, 130. So I thought, oh gosh, my AFib's back. So I went back to the cardiologist. He was very upset with me. I think I hurt his ego when I told him I thought the AFib was back. So they put me on a heart monitor, did an EKG. They do those EKGs, but especially for AFib, they have to catch it when it's an AFib. And a 10-second test isn't going to do it. It will show if you have regular sinus rhythm, but it doesn't show if you have AFib. That has to be monitored. They actually found that in the hospital when I had the stroke because they had me on a heart monitor overnight. So there I go, rambling again. But so he put me back on the flecainide, which I hate flecainide. It's horrible. Because he thought that, he's like, okay, well, let's put you back on this, but I want to do a heart. I want to check your heart first. So I'm like, okay. So he put me on a monitor for a week, and then they took it back, and you have to push a button. It tells when you feel that there's an episode or something. And come to find out, I have something that a lot of people have, and it's called PAC, premature contractions of the aorta, I think it's called. And what happens is your heart isn't beating fast enough for your activity, so it goes into like a contraction because it's trying to push more blood, and so that's why your heart rate goes whoop, but then it doesn't stay up because the metoprolol is pulling it back down. So I started flecainide, went back to the cardiologist in a month, and he's like, you don't have AFib anymore. We didn't find any, but you are having these heart contractions. And he said, I think it's because you're on too much blood pressure medicine. You guys have no idea how much it cost me to find out what I'd already thought. So they took me off of, they didn't take me completely off, they cut it in half. So I was taking 25 milligrams, still taking the water pill. Did that for 2 weeks, went back, still having the contractions. Took me off the water pill, and now I'm monitoring my blood pressure on half a blood pressure pill, and I'm still running about 117 over somewhere in the 70s. Occasionally it goes up to 80, but usually it's in the 70s. 117, 118. So next week I go back, and I'm pretty sure they're going to take me off the other half of blood pressure medicine, which I've been on for 25 years this year, since my daughter was 6 years old. I'm on Eliquis so that I don't have a blood clot, and I'll be on that the rest of my life, he says. So my daughter is a nurse. She gets very upset if I talk about going off of that. So that's another thing. You have to be your own advocate. When you're losing weight, you need to take care. If you have a blood pressure issue, take your blood pressure. Do it daily, do it twice a day, whatever you need to do. Get you one of them little cuffs, they're $25, and you need to do that. And if you see changes in because they're not with you every day, your doctors aren't. They go by what you say. And if you're diabetic, you can do this and get off diabetic medications. There's people that do that. Also, monitor that sugar. You know, don't just start keto and ignore the medications that you're on, because as you lose weight, as you lose water, your body's going to act differently. So please be your own advocate for your health. You have to do that anyway, but especially if you're losing weight, be your own advocate. And if you've got a doctor, my GP, she's so happy with me that she doesn't care what I'm doing. Yes, my cholesterol went up a little bit this time, but my triglycerides went from, I'll have to post those, 100 to 75. My triglycerides were 75, and that's what I worry about, are my triglycerides. My sugar stays about 5, my A1C stays about 5.6. I was up to almost 6. They were worried about it, but now it's like, when I go in, it's like 5.3, 5.6, in that range. My fasting blood sugar was like 100, 110. Now in the mornings, and I take my sugar, I've been as low as 74, but usually 77, 78, 79 in there. So you have to be your own advocate when it comes to your health. Another thing I wish I would have known is about the oils, the inflammatories, because I wasn't doing that. I was doing weight loss. I was losing weight for my health, but basically I was doing weight loss. I was not on a healthy living journey, which keto to me is a healthy living journey. And soybean oil, I found palm oil doesn't work for me either. It's soybean oils, which I don't really, I hate to say this, I do, the ranch dressing that I have has soybean oil, and the mayonnaise. I do Duke's sugar-free mayonnaise. Duke's is sugar-free. And I don't really have issues with that. And I do use a lot of mayonnaise. Lately, though, I've been using sour cream instead of mayonnaise, which sounds kind of strange, but it works, especially like on eggs. I don't know, it's just good. You can put sour cream on anything. So I'm going to end that, and as I think about more things, I'll pop them back in here. All right. So thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you soon. So this is the bar, you guys, that I tried and triggered me for my little binge that I had. If you really enjoy bars, this is a wonderful bar, and go ahead and get it and try it. But I won't be doing any bars for a while because it did trigger me, and I ended up having a bowl of chili with beans and 2 corn muffins and a Bavarian pretzel. So no bars for me. I'm cutting those right out.